Be strong and courageous. Do not fear, or be in dread of them. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you, or forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6.
Welcome to ASportsZones, hub to sports world news, update on motorsports world. The 2020 supercar season boasts to be one of the best yet. Scott McLaughlin sprinted away to a record-breaking title win, while the Shell V-Power racing team scooped the pool. Still, so much has changed since this time 12 months ago, nothing bigger than the Holden bombshell which rocked the motoring industry and supercars to its core. Critically, the Holden news which has dominated headlines remains a major question mark, but there's far more to settle on track before boardroom discussions determine the brand's future in the sport. Scott McLaughlin, the champ, the wizard, the mountain man, the record breaker, 2019 was his season. By the stretch of Conrad Strait, the 26-year-old has a major shout at history in 2020, with the Shell V-Power racing ace looking to become the first new champion to win 3 titles on the trot. Still, whispers of America, well, they're not whispers anymore, remain that key burning question. Will he stay? Will he go? Who knows? Either outcome is a good outcome for the Kiwi, who has the world at his feet at this very minute. However, 2020 presents McLaughlin and his rivals with a chance to really drive home who really has what it takes. With a raft of definitive aero and engine tweaks and a new control shock absorber, McLaughlin shredded the field to pieces in Adelaide last year as the Mustang hit the ground running. The previous 2 years on the Adelaide straights, Holden rival Shane Van Gisbergen was near untouchable. How McLaughlin responds straight away after such a taxing 2019 campaign, and an exciting off-season featuring IndyCar tests and his wedding, will provide an early indication of just how seriously he'll take 2020. With the states calling, McLaughlin still has a job to do here first. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #ASportsZones. Visit our site at www.asportszones.com for more sports updates. Whatever he wants to do post-2020, there's no room for complacency, considering the winning profile he has created in 3 stunning years for the Shell squad. The biggest news of the off-season came shortly after the Newcastle season finale, with Chaz Mostert's high-profile defection from Tickford to Walkinshaw Andretti United confirmed. For so long, Mostert has been touted as a future champion. Time is well and truly on his side. He's still just 27. He proved a standout in a Tickford squad which has proved consistently inconsistent. Still, which party will benefit from the move more? The early signs are impressive. Mostert finished the pre-season BP Ultimate Test at the Bend Motorsport Park's 7th fastest, and has gained a vastly experienced co-driver in 2-time Enduro Cup winner Warren Luff. Most importantly for WAU, though, is that Mostert has retained his longtime engineer Adam de Boer, who followed the 2014 Bathurst winner to the Holden team. WAU's previous drivers, James Courtney and Scott Pye, were class talents, but were largely let down by underwhelming machinery. Mostert's move also coincides with supercars introducing a control shock absorber, as well as aero and engine tweaks. As he starts afresh, everyone else does too, to an extent, but having de Boer in his corner is a major boost. If WAU were looking for momentum, then they've found it, but they can't waste it. It was a mammoth off-season for the crew from Brisside, with Kelly Racing turning around a 4-car Nissan operation into a 2-car Ford squad in 16 weeks. Critically, a new car was built for Rick Kelly. While the team is running its own Ford engine program, it seemed a big job from the outset, and the team documented it in the Road to Mustang video series. Thankfully, Gary Jacobson, Medstone Racing, and Simona de Silvestro, Porsche, found drives elsewhere, while the ever-improving Andre Heimgartner kept his seat. The preseason BP Ultimate Test was a chance for teams to adapt to aero, engine and shock changes, with starting from scratch the mode of the day versus finding absolute pace. For the Cali squad, it was about ironing out all things following a monolithic off-season, and it came good from the get-go with Heimgartner setting a solid pace. However, the team could still only run one car at a time due to a lack of parts, and they needed to make a quick dash to a local store following coil-pack dramas. Early teething issues aside, the team, with a narrowed focus on 2 cars and 2 gun drivers, deserved to go into season 2020 with a renewed optimism. Cali himself took the team's last win at Winton in 2018. Can a Cali Racing Ford win become a matter of when? Losing Chaz Mostert, the team's most talented and credentialed driver, is a big loss for Tickford. The Ford squad gains Jack LeBrock, who is no stranger to Tickford, having carried out a Super 2 campaign with the team in 2016. Mostert and Cameron Waters, the 2015 Super 2 champion, butted heads on track on numerous occasions during their time as teammates. None more controversial and divisive as the dramatic clash at the Chase late in last year's Bathurst thriller. Waters is still only 25, but has won just one race, a shortened 2017 Sandown 500, in 4 main game seasons with Tickford. He trusted the team enough to extend his stay in Monster Energy colors, and he recorded his best championship effort, 7th, in 2019. Eater and Lee Holdsworth and Will Davison, in the 23 Red Racing entry, both showed serious glimpses of speed in 2019, but consistency will be the key in maximizing the team's status on the grid. Desperate to prove 2015 was no outlier, can Tickford be more than 3rd best in 2020? Should they do so, in Mostert's absence, the team needs a leader. Make no mistake, the number of aerodynamic changes made throughout the 2019 season made for an uneasy feeling, so Supercars had 2 cracks at it in the off-season to get it right. The category's technical staff worked long days to get a more detailed process across the Mustang and Commodore in order to find that magical P-word for 2020. No one likes talking about parity. Fans want certainty about the racing product, as drivers and teams do too. A driver and team dominating is bad news for the record books at the very least. For all of the Scott McLaughlin Shell V-Power Racing dominance in 2019, the Red Bull Holden Racing team won the final 7 races of the season across 3 different events after an indifferent start. The factory Holden squad won just one of the first 17 races of the season as McLaughlin ran right, before consecutive wins across the Townsville and Ipswich events proved a shift of sorts for the Triple Eight squad. As minor as it seemed, minor was one way to describe the aero tweak to the ZB Commodore ahead of the Pukekohe round, which immediately preceded the Enduros. From there, the Red Bull Holdens won 8 of 10 races, and if not for a safety car misdemeanor for Jamie Whincup in New Zealand, and a late race fuel gamble at Bathurst, the Holden gang would have nailed the perfect 10. So, what to do with form? The champion team has it, but with 3 months between the checkered flag in Newcastle and first practice in Adelaide, with a single-day pre-season test in between, only Red Bull Holden can demonstrate if they learned anything from a 2019 season which petered out to an expected title win for McLaughlin. McLaughlin's back-to-back titles marked the first time Triple Eight had lost the driver's title in successive years since Whincup won the team's first championship in 2008. Triple Eight don't stay down for long, even if the recent Holden news has splintered there. And Shane Van Gisbergen's runner-up finish in 2019 continued the team's run of top 2 finishes in the driver's title dating back to 2005, with aero, engine and shock absorber changes. Everyone nearly starts from zero in Adelaide, with the pre-season test at the Bend not a true reflection of what we'll see in 2020. But if you're looking for a favorite this season, or in Adelaide at least, don't stray too far from the number 97 pilot. For all of Scott McLaughlin's dominance at Shell V-Power Racing, Fabian Coulthard has somewhat been left behind. Bathurst controversy aside, Coulthard has been a loyal servant to DJR Team Penske since he arrived in 2016. However, he has so far been left in the shadows by McLaughlin, and both are returning to drive for the team in 2020. The simple expectation, from one side of the garage, is that McLaughlin will pack up and head stateside, an idea amplified by his recent IndyCar test at Sebring, Ontario. The other side of the garage, Coulthard, who turns 38 in July, will be looking to retain the form he found at the Newcastle finale, where he ended a 4-month podium drought. McLaughlin's future will dictate much of the attention, but should he leave after this season, you could forgive DJ or Team Penske for being reluctant to head into 2021 with an all-new driver lineup. The Team Sydney idea has had its troubles, and was slow to get off its feet. Still, Techno Autosports is a Bathurst winning team. They know what it takes to win. Don't forget the Shane Van Gisbergen days, but being one of a number of teams to expand to a 2-car operation is one thing, packing up and heading to a new base, with 2 new drivers, and an early big-name sponsor is another. 2010 Series champion James Courtney turns 40 this year, but is a wizard on the Adelaide straights. Everyone else is starting afresh considering the aero, engine and shock absorber changes, so the season opening race is a great place to start. Chris Pither's announcement was late and quietly made, but he also brings valuable experience to the team. So, what defines a successful first year for Team Sydney? Courtney had big ambitions. I didn't move. Teams do not get results. It's definitely achievable to get race wins. The 2020 season will feature not only a new track in Hampton Downs, but multiple night racing rounds in a single season for the first time. First, Perth will back up its 2019 night event with a return in 2020, while Sydney Motorsport Park, which broke new ground in the supercars era in 2018, is coming back this season. Notably, the Gold Coast Enduro event will become an even greater spectacle, with the Surfers Paradise Street Circuit to make its night racing debut in October. Formula One fans have come to enjoy what the Singapore Grand Prix is today. The standard bearer of night racing with concrete walls and fans at your very doorstep. That can only be a good thing, with the Gold Coast famed for its party atmosphere under lights, sparks, flames and glowing brake discs create an awesome viewing experience, which is offered to fans trackside or from the living room. Should the events take off this season, could 2021 and beyond see even more night racing? Of 24 Albanian Lex drivers in the 2020 championship, 2017 Super 2 champion Todd Hazelwood will be one to watch. Still mightily young at 24, Hazelwood has earned a seat at Brad Jones Racing, a team which will be desperate to recover that winning feeling. The Holden squad hasn't won a race in the main game since Tim Slade's dual Winton breakthroughs in 2016, but Hazelwood, Slade's replacement, impressed for Matt Stone Racing in his 2 years with the one-car squad. MSR is expanding in 2020 to 2 cars, one for Gary Jacobson, the other a share concept between Super 2 young guns Zane Goddard. But Hazelwood certainly helped the team lay some foundations for their supercar's future. Certain performances from Hazelwood, particularly in one-lap trim, proved he has pace. Should be JR harness that pace, Hazelwood could become one of the stories of the season. Slade took a podium on the Sunday race at the season finale in Newcastle. 1. A fitting farewell from the team. 2. And importantly for Hazelwood, it came at a street circuit, so any lessons learned from that weekend can surely be translated across to Adelaide, where Hazelwood has more than proven his smarts. Think last year's shootout appearance. Nick Perkett was a standout for BJR in 2019, while Macaulay Jones and rookie Jack Smith have time to prove themselves, having learned plenty in their formative main game showings. Hazelwood, though, has had the 2 full-time seasons, understands the midfield fight, and now has more resources in his corner. How far can he go? If you have any comments or suggestion, feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #ASportsZones. For more sports update, visit our site at www.ASportsZones.com. Do not forget to click the notification bell.
You may be gone for now, but you live forever, in our memories and in our hearts. Because you have given us a lifetime of memories. filled with laughter, joy and happiness. Thank you so much for who you were. We love you and we wish you a peaceful sleep. Heroes come and go, but legends are forever. Rest in peace. Kobe Bryant. From ASportsZones.com